Okay, what's up, guys? I just got back from seeing Thor 2 for the second time, this time in 3D. You didn't really have to see it in 3D, actually. It's just, it's better if you just watch it in 2D, I guess, or regular. I'm not a really big fan of the 3D experience, but without further ado, so I've been getting a lot of questions on my Facebook on so what's going on, what happened, and this is gonna be some spoilers. So if you guys haven't seen this movie, you might want to go hit the theaters. Okay, so my first question was, what happened to Loki, and what did he do with Odin? So I guess if you guys didn't see, he faked his death. Which is you can't really kill Loki. People love Tom Hiddleston too much, so I saw that coming. He obviously he transforms himself to look like an Asgardian soldier, and he goes back to Asgard, uh, and he tells Odin that he has found a body, and it's Loki's. So Odin believes he's dead. Obviously, they don't show it, but he obviously tricks Odin, and he takes over the throne, and disguised as Odin, and he's seen conversing with Thor right before the movie ends. Uh, a lot of people, it can be interpreted that he killed Odin, but Odin is the All Father, and he is a quote unquote god, and they're not that easy to kill. That's why they put him in dungeons or lock him up. So I don't think he's dead. I think it was part of his plan to take over Asgard. If you recall, in the Avengers film, that's what he wanted to do. That's why he teamed up with Thanos. So it goes back to my conclusion that Thanos is behind everything. He got what he wanted. He's obviously taking over Asgard, and he's probably gonna come back sometime in the Avengers 3. I don't think we'll see him in Avengers 2, but just remember Thanos' hands is in everything. And if you guys don't know who Thanos is, he's the one who's uh who's at the end of the Avengers, at the end of the credit scene, you see a purple faced alien. That's Thanos. So he's behind everything. Okay, so in the mid credit scene, Bolstag and Sith from Asgard visit this intergalactic museum, and they face the Collector, where they give him the ether. A lot of you guys did not know who the Collector was. So to answer your question, the Collector first came out in the Avengers number 28, and in the 1940s and 1950s, comics were often discarded. They were read, traded, passed around in the neighborhood, and gathered in paper drives during World War II. Um, Stan Lee uh, Stanley noticed that his current readers actually seemed to be saving their comics, and many even hunted down missed issues. This possibly inspired this new behavior, Stanley and Don Heck, to create the Collector, who's a powerful extraterrestrial who collected interesting life forms, particularly superheroes. So at the end, when they hand over the ether or the red gem, if you didn't know that by now, yeah, it's an infinity gem. But anyways, so he says one down, five to go, because there's six in total. And so if we go back to Thanos, his claim to fame is the Infinity Gauntlet. It's basically a glove, and when you put all six gems in them, it grants you some godlike power. If you've never seen the Gauntlet, it's actually featured in in the first Thor movie when they're in the trophy room. But for further reading, there is a series called the Infinity Gauntlet number one, and it all started with Secret Wars. So when Marvel had experimented with giant cosmic scaled stories in the past, um, it was a 1984 Secret Wars. The limited series truly showed that the kind of sales an event of such mammoth proportions could produce. So Marvel was ready to show the world just how popular its comic heroes could be. This Infinity Gauntlet was written by Jim Starlin and was penciled by Ron Lim and George Perez. It was it was a six-issue miniseries beginning in July, and it showcased Marvel's best and brightest spacefarers facing perhaps the greatest threat that they would ever encounter. When the Mad Titan Thanos fell in love with the personification of death itself. And if you guys didn't know, Death is actually a character in the Marvel Universe. It's a chick, and Thanos is in love with her. So he always wants to court death. He always wants to please her, and by killing people, that he's also a psychopath. So he not only is he killing people because he likes it, but he's also doing it to satisfy death. Um, so when he collected the 6 fabled Infinity Gems, and set in a when he set him in a, they give him the power of pretty much they allow him mastery over the soul, the mind, the power, time, reality, and space. Using this near omnipotent power, he decided to destroy all there was in order to win the hand of his Dark Maiden. Meanwhile, as superheroes began to disappear all over the world and natural disasters raged due to Thanos' manipulations, hero Adam Warlock ventured to the mortal plane. With the help of Doctor Strange, Warlock amassed a small army of heroes in order to confront Thanos head-on in his headquarters, a small fortress floating in space. After several twists and turns during the series, Adam Warlock managed to take control of the gauntlet, letting Thanos' his own thirst for power be his undoing. Warlock then restored the cosmos to its normal state. So it's a pretty good comic book. I mean, I've read some of it. So they basically these gems, they give you godlike powers. So they can control time, power, reality, space. Basically make you into God, like I said. In the issue, he actually kills some of the superheroes. Like he gets the Hulk, and he strangles them to death. He captures Spider-Man, and he decapitates him. He separates his head from his spine. So pretty gruesome stuff. So we're gonna talk about individually the 6 gems. So the first one is the Soul Gem, and it's green, and it allows the user to steal, control, manipulate, and alter souls, living or dead. And this is the gateway to idyllic pocket universe. And the Soul Gem is a sentient and has a hunger for souls. There's also the Time Gem, which is orange, and it allows users to control over the past, present, and future. It allows time travel. It can age and de-age beings, and also be used as a weapon by trapping enemies or entire universes in unending loops of time. Also, at full potential, grants omniscience. The Space Gem, and it's purple. It allows the user to exist in any of or all locations. It can move in any object, anywhere throughout reality, and warp or rearrange space. At full potential, it grants omnipresence. The Mind Gem, or the Blue Gem, which is featured in the Avengers and Captain America. This one allows the user to greatly strengthen and enhance mental and psionic powers, and access thoughts and dreams of other beings. Backed by the Power Gem and the Mind Gem, it can access all minds in existence simultaneously. When searching for it, the Illuminati apparently discovered that the Mind Gem was the personification of the universal subconscious. The Reality Gem, which is yellow, allows the user to fulfill wishes, even if the wish is in direct contradiction with scientific laws. And last but not least, the gem that's featured in this film, the Power Gem, which is red, it accesses all power and energy that ever has or will exist. It can boost the other gem's effects, allow the users to duplicate almost any physical superhuman ability, and grants omnipotence. So those are the gems that are going to be possibly be depicted in the next coming Ed Marvel films. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask, and I'll make a video response to your question. If you like what you see here, make sure you check out my other videos, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe.